We wrote the book, Surfing Among the Cyber Sharks, for several reasons. Number one, we've been in this industry for 10 or 15 years protecting children online, and one of the things that comes up from parents, educators, and law enforcement officials is the fact that parents don't understand the risks that their kids face every day online. We interviewed dozens of kids for the book, and one kid in particular stood out, so we decided to use his life experiences online to illustrate the dangers that all kids face. We've defined a cyber shark as someone or a website or somebody who is actually going after kids to get them to either go to their site or to attack them personally. And we've identified three types of cyber sharks. We have enablers, attractors, and attackers. Enablers are those sites such as Craigslist or MySpace that enable cyber sharks to lurk and congregate and get information from kids. An attacker is an outright predator, might be a sexual predator. And an attractor is one of these sites that gets kids to go to an inappropriate place, such as ambush porn or an email that might lure a curious kid to a gambling site, for example. The dangers that kids face online every day range from cyberbullying to sexual predators to accessing inappropriate material. Inappropriate material could be something such as a gambling site or pornography site. They access this either accidentally or some kids will access it on purpose. The number one thing parents need to do with all online dangers is to understand that they exist every day online for their kids. So even though your kid may be a good kid, they may be being bullied or they may do something inappropriate. The fact is, parents have to know what's going on online. They have to educate themselves to what their kids are doing online and understand that there are risks. That's the first and foremost thing that parents have to do, understand that there's an issue. Parents need to know just at least a little bit about the internet. By them knowing at least a little bit, they know the questions to ask their kids. The kids are less willing to or able to pull the wool over their parents' eyes. So if a parent can pick something out of the media about sexting, for example, and ask their kids whether they've ever been involved or whether they know somebody that's been involved, or a parent can say, how do I tweak my Facebook profile? That'll put the kids on notice that, hey, my parents aren't quite as dumb as I think they are. There are three things that parents should take away from this book. The first is that the internet magnifies social risks that have existed forever, whether that's cyberbullies to sexual predation. The internet magnifies that and speeds access around the world. Number two, parents need to know that their children are facing risks every single day. And third, parents need to trust that their kids are doing the right thing online, but they also need to verify that they're doing the right thing online. Well, there are two things that make this book different from other books that you might see on this topic. The first is that we take a broad view of all of the dangers online. We don't just focus on cyberbullying or sexual predators, but we look at everything that can face a kid today. The other thing is that it's written in a style that parents are going to read. It's not overly complex, but it does provide simple and concise points that parents can have a discussion with their kids about. Surfing Among the Cyber Sharks is a book that kids probably don't want their parents to read. And the reason for that is that parents are now going to be armed with some intelligence and understanding of what's happening online. But I think it's a good way for parents to be able to start a discussion with their kids about some of the risks and consequences. You should read Surfing Among the Cyber Sharks because it's a fact-filled, concise book that's going to give you the tools you need to talk to your kids about surfing online safely. Kids face problems every day online, and you need to read this to understand what they're facing and how to deal with it.